across 6 different centuries. The same man appears. 1055, 1402, 1871, 1941, 1954, 1998. Independent records, medieval paintings, military photographs, police reports. Different eras, same face.
He doesn't age. He doesn't change. He leaves no name. He only shows up when no one should be there.
In 1954, Tokyo police interrogated him. Valid passport from a country that doesn't exist. Authentic stamps. Real documents. Impossible identity. They held him in a room guarded by 2 officers.
The next morning, he was gone. No broken anything. No open window. No door crossed.
And the strangest thing is this. It wasn't the first time someone had seen him, or the last.
Because the disturbing part isn't that he appears, it's that he should never have existed.
The first record appears in the year 1055. A manuscript from the Codex Gutta Sintram describes a man without age who crossed the Reichenau monastery 3 nights in a row. He wasn't a pilgrim, he wasn't a monk. He had no name, and according to the scribe, he showed no signs of aging.
247 years later, in 1402, a German chronicle mentions him again. Another monk, another place, another era. But the same description. A man with a pale face, light eyes, and clothing far too simple for his time. The scribe states that he seemed the same as before.
2 documents separated by almost 3 centuries. 2 different authors. 2 completely different contexts. And yet, the same face. The same proportions. The same absence of age.
There is no historical explanation for that. It's not an iconographic tradition. It's not religious symbolism. It's not a medieval stylistic resource. It's the repetition of a man who should not repeat.
But a pattern is only a pattern when the first solid proof appears. The strongest file appears almost 9 centuries later. Tokyo, year 1954. A man arrives at Haneda Airport on a flight from Europe. Nothing out of the ordinary until the agents check his passport.
The document was legitimate. Paper, stamps, numbering, everything real. But the country wasn't. The place of origin said Taured, a territory that doesn't exist on any map. Not modern, not historical.
The man claimed to have previously traveled to France, Spain, and Japan. And the disturbing part is that his passport included the correct official stamps. They matched real dates, and they were stamped by authorities who had never seen that document before.
They interrogated him. He spoke French, Japanese, English, and Spanish. He didn't hesitate. He didn't show anxiety. He answered everything as if his country truly existed.
He stated he was 58 years old. Doctors said he looked just over 40. There were no records of his name in any system. No matches in international fingerprint databases either.
They transferred him to a hotel under guard. 4th floor. Sealed windows. 2 police officers at the door. That night, he disappeared without a trace.
The door was never opened, the windows never moved, and there were no hidden access roads. He was simply gone.
What that man claimed didn't match any existing map.
To understand this case, we have to look at the facts without speculation. Only data, only procedure. On July 22, 1954, at 10:13 in the morning, Haneda Airport Police documented the arrival of the unidentified passenger. The agent in charge, according to the records, was T. Yoshimura. The procedure was archived as Special Review Number 21B.
The passport was examined, following standard protocol: ultraviolet light, serial number verification paper, texture ink, and stamp validation, cross-checking previous border records. Everything matched. Everything was physical. Everything was real, except the country.
At 11:27, the list of confiscated items was drafted. Passport from Taured, checkbook from an unidentified European bank, unrecognized foreign currency, valid Japanese yen bills, a commercial letter written in French, nothing out of place, nothing forged, no signs of tampering.
At 14:50, the agents requested an official photograph of the document. It was never published fully, but one part was described: the oval crest, the numbering in blue ink, and an entry stamp for Tokyo from the previous year, 1953.
Up to this point, everything is strange, but still logical. It could be a printing error in an exceptional forgery, or an isolated case of inconsistent documentation. Up to here, everything is strange, but nothing breaks the logic. What follows does. When the Tokyo file was opened, his physical traits were compared to other historical records. And here the first real pattern appears. Pale face, light, eyes, narrow jaw, dark hair, average height, neutral expression, silent behavior, fluency in several languages. In the same absence of apparent age, it was a description far too specific to be repeated.
The coincidence becomes even more unsettling when the photographs appear. First, St. Petersburg, 1910. A man crossing a snowy street. The camera accidentally captured his face. Facial match, 92% similarity. Second, Canada, 1941. The famous time traveler hipster image. A man out of place, wearing clothing that doesn't belong to that era. Compared to the 1910 image, identical. Third, Prussian archive, 1871. A photograph of a unit during the Franco-Prussian War. A man in the background, looking straight into the camera, with the same neutral expression and the same facial structure as the man from Taured.
Different eras, different continents, different contexts, with the same face, copied across more than one timeline.
And here's the detail that shouldn't exist. None of these records show signs of aging. No new wrinkles, no hair loss, no anatomical changes attributable to age. It's as if time simply doesn't pass for him.
One person can resemble another. Two people can share features. But 6 photographic matches, separated by decades and centuries, that's no longer common statistics.
And when we crossed the faces, the case stopped being an isolated mystery.
The strongest record isn't at the airport. It's in the hotel where the man from Taured was held. According to the Japanese report, he was placed in the Imperial Hotel, 4th floor, room 409, at 22:51 on July 22, 1954. 2 policemen remained outside all night. The door never opened. The lock was never touched. The window was closed from the inside, and the windowsill had dust that was never disturbed. At 7:38 the next morning, when the officers went inside, the room was empty.
There were no clothes in motion, no luggage, no trace of escape. The bed was still warm, as if He had been there just minutes earlier, and still, there wasn't a single sign of where he went.
This detail remained in the official Japanese report. Escape impossible under the physical and structural conditions of the location. It wasn't an opinion, it was a technical assessment.
And the unsettling part is that this wasn't the first time. Nearly a century earlier, in 1871, the Prussian archive recorded an unidentified soldier who appears in a camp photograph and vanishes that same night without anyone seeing him leave. Same behavior, same silence, same outcome. An impossible man appears and then ceases to exist.
2 impossible disappearances, nearly a century apart. We traveled to Tokyo to examine the terrain. First, Haneda Airport. The route the man took is short. Inspection zone, interview room, police vehicle, Imperial Hotel.
The Imperial Hotel in 1954 had a simple design. A single central hallway per floor, rooms on both sides, and only 2 main staircases. Room 409 was near the end of the corridor. No emergency window, no roof access, no walkable ventilation ducts. It was a closed box.
We reviewed the floor plans. The possible escape routes were only 3. The door, guarded by 2 officers. A window facing a 12-meter drop. A service duct the size of a book. None explain the disappearance. None allow escape without being seen.
From the airport to the hotel, it's exactly 18 minutes by car. Even with external help, traffic cameras recorded no interruptions, and surveillance patrols reported continuous activity. There was no way to coordinate a silent extraction.
The distance between the key points of the case shows no logistical error. It's a short, linear route, fully secured by Japanese authorities. The disappearance has no hidden doors, no historical passage.
That's why this matters. The terrain leaves no room for simple theories, no gaps, no loopholes, no human failures. Only one conclusion: he couldn't have left through any route. But someone did have an answer, even if he didn't want to give it.
2 decades after the incident, a Japanese journalist collected oral testimonies about the Taured case. Among them, the testimony of the guard who stood outside room 409 that night. His account was never published in newspapers, but was preserved in a local interview archive.
The guard described the scene precisely. When I opened the door, he was gone, the bed still warm. There were no signs of struggle, no objects moved, no previous noise. Just an absolute emptiness, where minutes earlier a man had been sitting.
The guard insisted on something else. The subject never seemed to understand the local time. He repeatedly asked what day, what month, and what year it was. He didn't misunderstand the language. He misunderstood time.
In the interview, already over 60 years old, the guard said he wasn't lost. He was disoriented, as if time wasn't the same for him. When asked if he believed the man escaped, he answered without hesitation, he didn't escape. He simply stopped being.
The police never recorded this version officially, but the oral archive preserved it. A direct witness, a stable statement, and a detail never mentioned before. The man didn't understand the passage of time, as if he didn't belong to it. His testimony has opened a fall that was never meant to exist.
There is one question that cannot be ignored. How can a man appear in 6 different centuries without changing? It's not a resemblance. It's not a coincidence. It's the same face repeating itself with a precision that should not exist.
And the second question is even more unsettling. Why does he always appear during moments of historical transition? In 1055, when Europe was unifying its monasteries. In 1402, during the advance of the plague. In 1871, in the middle of the Prussian conflict. In 1941, at the critical point of World War II. In 1954, at the dawn of modern international transport. And in 1998, when global security entered the digital era.
These are not random eras. They are moments where the world changes irreversibly, where history enters a point of inflection. And that's where he appears, silent, disoriented, ageless.
He leaves no messages, no motives, no traces. He simply appears at the exact moment before the world moves into something new.
To answer this, we had to open the darkest file. The most complicated file isn't ancient, it's recent. London, 1998. A man detained at Heathrow Airport for strange behavior. No luggage, no address, no emergency contact.
The police did what they always do. Fingerprints. Not a match in any European database. Not criminal, not migration, not medical.
Then came the DNA analysis. Result: no association with any existing record in the United Kingdom. In the 90s, this was extremely rare. It only happened with people who had no history or no past.
His declared age didn't match either. He said he was 47. But physical evaluation placed him somewhere between 30 and 35. A massive discrepancy for an official report.
He was released. There were no charges. They escorted him to the exit. A camera recorded him walking toward the automatic doors. The door opened. He crossed. The door closed. And he never appeared in any security frame after that point. Not outside. Not inside. Not in nearby streets. Not in secondary cameras.
That same year, a Scotland Yard forensic analyst compared the face, and what he found was impossible. The proportions matched the Taured case photograph from 1954, 4 decades apart, 0 signs of aging.
And here, logic began to break.
If we put all the data together, only one pattern is possible. He's not a traveler, not a criminal, not an imposter. In each century he uses different documents, different contexts, different languages. But the face is exactly the same. It does not age, it does not change, it does not vary. And he always appears during the same thing. Moments of historical transition. When one system collapses, or another is about to begin. And in every case, he disappears without explanation, leaving no trace, breaking nothing, as if he simply stops existing.
Nothing biological explains an identical face across 6 centuries. Nothing human maintains that stability. Not even the photographs contradict it. Everything lines up too perfectly, as if it were a design, not a life.
There was only one way left to explain it, even if no one wanted to admit it. When we gathered all the records, we had to lay out hypotheses, not to believe them, just to see which one could carry the weight of the data. First, misidentification. Dismissed. The facial matches across different centuries exceed human margin. Too exact. Too repeated. Second, photographic manipulation. Impossible. Some records predate cinema, and others are official documents with no possible editing. Third, historical doppelganger, a double, or several, but it explains neither his appearances during critical moments, nor his disappearances without biological traces. Fourth, individual out of time, a physical anomaly, an existence that does not age, because it does not fully belong to a fixed timeline. Fifth, non-biological persistent identity, a pattern, adopting human form, not a human, repeating a pattern. Each one has partial coherence, but none fits 100%.
And what remains is the part no one wants to face.
Maybe he isn't a man. Maybe he's something that only takes human form when it needs to be here.
Or maybe it's simpler. He doesn't age because he doesn't belong to our time. He only passes through.